It's been a frustrating afternoon for the Bucks. They've dropped this game in National League North to Kidderminster Harriers 1-0 this afternoon, and I managed Gavin Cowan with me. Gavin mentioned the word frustrated there, today's performance.
Yeah, very frustrated. I think we suffered from a bit of a slow start. We were punished by going 1-0 down, and then I think we had the better of the first half, but the second half we've just completely dominated. I don't think Lee Vaughan, their right wing back, has got over the halfway line, and we've just pinned them back and chance after chance and wave after attack, and they had the odd obviously counter attack which they're going to do, but just in a little bit of shock as to how we've not come away winning the game really.
Sure. What was it the final ball that was that made the difference?
No, I just said to the players there, we work on those 6 characteristics that I always talk about as our foundation before we can even think about punishing teams with the ball, and 2 of them are reliability and efficiency. And I didn't think we were reliable enough, whether that's our finishing, efficiency again in finishing, whether it's hold-up play, clearances. A lot of clearances going out of play today instead of going in the right areas, and again, a little bit of the plan. The lads sort of went off track a little bit, which is not like them. They normally trust everything I say and put it into practice, and they didn't really do that today. So, yeah, but we know where it's gone wrong. We've completely dominated and we should have won the game. But that being said, what are the controllables? And there we need to be more reliable and more efficient.
Sure. You said about them getting an early goal, and it was a great strike, wasn't it? But then that gave them something to hang on to, do you think?
Yeah, to be fair to them, they weren't really hanging on first half. I thought it was quite an even affair. We were probably on the ascendancy a bit more than them. But yeah, we were on the back foot, I felt, our players. And I don't think Kidderminster would put us on the back foot. I just think they were hesitant, whether the pitch was wet and it was skiddy, or they just didn't really trust in that process that I talk about. And normally they're on the front foot and they're pressing high and doing all the things that I ask of them. And we were on our heels a little bit, and we weren't trusting it, and then when it was time to play, we were just rushing the ball forward instead of playing our patterns. And yeah, it was an even first half because we didn't really perform, but then second half, as you can see there, we've just completely dominated the opposition, and it's frustrating. Everybody's got frustrated. I think again some of the supporters behind the dugout were frustrated and obviously coming at me a little bit. What I'll say is, they've trusted me up until now. The reason I haven't taken Theo off so early is because he's promised me 4 times he's okay. And I have to trust my players. But the flip side of that is as well, they weren't really on the ascendancy. So I wanted to try and save a sub to go and try and win it at the end. So it's all strategic, and that's what I'm here to do. So I know the supporters will be frustrated, and I'm frustrated for them. But they've just got to stick with it. It's like we've won 5 games on the spin. It's not like we've been poor here today. We've completely dominated Kidderminster second half, and we should have won the game, but not to be. And I think that's the frustrating thing when things are going your way. Often the hope of doing well over the course of a season quickly turns into expectation, and I think we just need to get a little bit of reason and logic and realise where we are. Sure.
You've spoken a lot about those ups and downs. I mean, you said the 5-game winning streak, but before that it was 3 consecutive losses. So, I mean, I guess it's going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it can't continue to yo-yo like that. We need to find some consistency, because I believe consistent excellence will get a team promoted in this league, and that's what we've got to find. But what we do is we go in the changing room and we're not downbeat. We've just put in a second half performance that is very admirable, but we do need to, Ryan Barnett's give the lad an absolute torrid down that our right hand side, cross after cross, wave after wave of attack, shot after shot. Of course we've got to be more reliable and efficient. Knightsey needs to finish his chances, so does Daniel, Marcus when he comes on, and just that final touch, honestly, I always believe it's going to go in the net, but even today I was thinking, have we got that final touch? Did we really believe ourselves? I think that comes from maybe a little bit of complacency from the lads. I don't know. Like I say, that efficiency and that reliability that we've had of recent times, it wasn't quite there today. We worked hard, we showed desire, the lads did a job and a half, but the other 3 of reliability, efficiency and committing to it, they didn't really do, and that's the disappointing thing. But it's not very often that we'll see a Telford team dominate a Kidderminster team like we have done in the second half of recent years. So, progress.
Sure, indeed. And so, a few things to work on ahead of Southport away next week?
Yeah, I take each game as it comes, as you know. A little bit of a cliche, but it's what we've got to do is, I've said to the players there, we've got to go to Southport and win the game, and that cancels this out. I'll take that. You know, we win the next 3 games, I'll forget about this, but we need to be at those levels. The lads need to remember we've got to turn up for every training session, we've got to turn up for every game and be, you know, 110%. We can't take a second off. We've got 16 games now, and we really need to get on the ascendancy.
Sure, and I guess the same message goes for everybody throughout the club, doesn't it? Supporters, team, everybody doing the same thing.
It's not always going to go your own way, and you can't throw your toys out the pram every time something doesn't happen that you want it to happen. What will happen is we'll use this now, and the measure of us will be how we play against Southport. And that's all I ask really, is that everybody gets behind what we're doing. We couldn't have believed we'd be where we are. We're now 5th in the table, just dropped from 4th. You know, we're not far off it, and everybody needs to keep getting behind it and keep being positive and maybe just keep a lid on that expectation. We're safe now, I think. Let's try and get in that top half, and then when we've got the points for that, let's try and focus on the playoffs.
Okay, that's great. Thanks for your time,
Cheers,
Gavin. Thanks very much.
mate.
Cheers. Thank you.